Hello, it feels like ages since we have seen each other. And it sort of has. I mean, is it just me, or does December always end up with everybody wanting to get together, and yet nobody ever really being able to connect, and so you end up just kind of being like, I really want to do that, but then you don't have time because of work or something else, and so you end up having all these plans, and half of them work, and some of them don't, and it ends up being January, and you're like, oh, it's January, now what? So anyway, that's kind of how it was for us. We had some great times with friends of ours. Had good times with family. I spent a lot of time on FaceTime with my family this year. It was a little interesting because you can now do multiple people. So that got a little crazy. But anyway, now I'm back. And we're here, and it's January, and in about 2 hours I need to leave for a birthday party. And we asked if there was anything we could bring, and the person who's hosting said, how about something snacky? And I turned to Christopher and I said, we're supposed to bring something snacky, what should we take? And he said, well, maybe something like Chex Mix. And I thought that'd be great. And then I thought, I already made that on my blog. And if I'm going to make something, I should really make it so that I can blog about it, since it's been so long since I blogged. So I turned to a cousin of mine who is really, really good in the kitchen. And I said, what do you think? And she said that she's got this really great cheese dip that she does, and you can use it with apples or like wheat thins, and it's really, really good. And I thought, that sounds amazing. But I have to make it and then transport it to St. Paul, so it's probably going to be about a 30-minute drive. And it really ought to be served hot. And I'm like, she insisted that it would be fine. And she's probably right, because she's the one who's made it before. But I felt just a little bit like, if it were something that I was hosting and it didn't turn out quite right, I'd be fine with it. Or if it was something that somebody else was hosting and I've made it a million times, I'd be fine with it. But first time making it, somebody else hosting, want to make sure it works. So I was like, what else could I do? And I decided to go really, it's sort of retro. It's not really retro. It's kind of retro. It's Pillsbury Crescent rolls, Pinwheels. I'm not going to link you to a recipe. Just go to Pillsbury.com and search Crescent Pinwheels. There's a gazillion versions of this. There are so many. There are some that have, that are sweet, and some that are savory, and there's some that have meat, and some that are all vegetarian, and there's everything. There's double pinwheels. Lord. So anyway, I'm just going to go straight up. But I'm actually using some Pillsbury and some generic house brand at Cub. Gonna see how they do. They're the same size, same weight, same everything. Actually the ingredient list is just a little different, and the fats and things are just a little different, but just barely. So we're gonna see how they do. But I am also doing two different fillings. One set of them is going to have chopped up Kalamata olives with feta. And the other set is going to have pepperoni and Italian cheese blend, and I think a little oregano, just because otherwise this doesn't have a lot of flavor to it. So that's what's going to happen. And we're going to actually, I'm going to do these. We're going to leave, like I said, in about 2 hours. So I'm going to make these and take photos as I'm doing it, and then bake them off, and then hopefully still get us out the door with them and get them over to St. Paul while they're still maybe a little bit warm, although they may not be. Hopefully that's not a bad thing. And anyway, I'll tell you all about it in, a few inches. I'd say a few minutes, but I don't know how long it's going to take for you to read this, for me to do these, and it's just at the bottom of the page, so it's a few inches from now. All right, see you in a little bit.